This year, start your bass tournament season off by fishing the 27th Annual Frostbite Big Bass Open, February 25th at the all-new Faith Santas Marina, located on Percy Priest Lake. Early entry is $65. Guaranteed payout for big and small bass. For more information, visit our website at tnbassmasters.com.
All right, great deal there. And this segment is also being sponsored by our newest sponsor, Capital Sportsman. Kenny Markanick and his fine crew are doing an awesome job. We just want to thank them so much for being part of the show. This week's Pictures of the Week are being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing. And let me tell you, I was out there the other night. They are slammed. I'm telling you, they're having to shut the gate to keep people from coming in, and people are still trying to sneak around the gate, like take a ditch and come out. He's like, I got you. No, we're not doing that. But just slammed. They're having a great year. They are already said they're about 250 ahead of last year, so at the present rate. So keep on going out there and having a good time. Carry your family with you when you go. Our first picture here, now here's the ones I was telling y'all about now. This is Tristan Crowder and Saxton Long of Lawrenceburg. They fished in a Black Friday tournament on November 25th and actually came in second place. I thought they took first. They got second with 5 smallmouth bass that weighed 24.36 pounds. Let me tell you. Now, that was Wilson Lake, because I've gotten several emails. Where was they caught and all that? They were caught at Wilson Lake. But Tristan Crowder and Saxton Long are just 2 fabulous young sticks coming on. I'm telling you, they are a force to be reckoned with. I don't care who you are. All right. Our next picture here, I had to show Deacon Blair. This is DB Slowfall's young. This is Deacon Blair with a Thanksgiving bass from Louisiana. He went down there for Thanksgiving in Louisiana, visited some of his folks, and there was a pond beside the house, and you just can't take a Blair anywhere near water, I'm telling you. All right? And then the next picture here, well, look. There's Dad. There's Dayton Blair. I swear that man can catch a 5-pounder in a mud hole. I promise you that boy can catch fish anytime. So congratulations, Dayton. You got to find some. Now here, let me get some deer hunting going in here. This is Terry Hooper. And let me show you. She got 2 does. She said, Hugh, I was trying for 3, but I only got 2. But great job, Terry. Awesome job. She's doing great this year. She's actually feeding the family, Kevin. You might already know that. And then again, we got Dayton Blair and his brother Jimbo won their first place tournament out there on Sunday with a 12.49 pounds is their weight. And I could tell you what they caught them on and how they caught them and all that, but I swear one of them's hanging around here ready to knock me in the head. But fishing shallow, I will tell you that, fishing shallow. So great job for Dayton and Jimbo. Our next picture here, this is 9-year-old Paul Terrell, on his first buck he got during muzzleloader, a huge 12-pointer that scored 140. That's pretty good. That is really good, especially 9 years old. You're going to have to go to Kansas or
just go ahead
Illinois.
And hang it up. Be done with it.
You better take up bass fishing. That's what you better do. All right, our next picture here, this is Dallas Smith with an 8-pointer that he caught or got on November 20th, hunting with his grandfather, Gerald Smith, in Smith County. So great job. And he didn't catch it. He killed it. So we're just making sure that everybody understands that. Our next picture here, this is Shane and Sean Upchurch. And when you got 2 brothers out trying to outdo one another, you got to go kill, both of you got to kill a buck. And they both did. So great job for those 2 fine young men. And then our next picture is Brooke Sissom. Brooke Sissom, and look at what a nice buck that one is. That's a huge deer. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I want you to notice all these pictures. Our next picture here is, you remember I told you about little Tyler Baster on his first deer ever, and he shot it using only iron sights. So he didn't have a scope and he didn't have rangefinders and all that. He just did it the old-fashioned way. He just pulled the trigger. So great job, Tyler. We're all proud of you. And then our last picture here is Hayden McMahon of Marshall County, and it's got a kind of a different configuration. It looks more like a non-typical, but proud to have it in the back end of your truck. I don't care who you are. So great job. Hey, you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me, or Facebook is a great way to get to me now. It's southernwoodsandwaters.com. You can email me or go to Southern Woods and Waters Facebook. We'll be glad to put them on here really fast. All right, tonight's show, we have with us, I have Bobby Parker, Music City Bass Singers. I have Robert White, Team Nashville. Yeah. And then I have Chris Fondren, Fondren, and he's representing worldwide. I mean, last week he was in Paris and Rome, and I mean, goodness gracious. So he won entirely too many tournaments this year to give if he can do all that. So, but guys, Robert, what do you think? I mean, you've been doing this a long time.
Well, yes, I guess you call that a long time.
Yeah.
I've been fishing bass tournaments for about 10 years, and, from the first time I started, it didn't, for me, it just felt like that, just another fishing tournament, but then I got hooked. And I mean, you hear everybody say when you get hooked, you go out and spend money, and that's what happens, so.
But now you had something happen to you before the show. You and I were talking. You had something happen to you that happens to a lot of clubs, and that is you become an officer, and then you work yourself to death, and you have to hear every whining story, why I didn't make it to the weigh-in, why my chip wasn't in the deal, why this, why. It's hard to deal with if what you want to do is just go have fun.
Yes. I've been an officer, give or take, for about 7 or 8 years, maybe longer, so I've heard every story in the book, but at the end of the day, it's all about fishing, all about having fun, and a lot of guys, the fish, sometimes they get upset if they see somebody do something wrong, and then they want to go by the bylaws and say you need to do it this way, and if you don't do it a certain way and you're too flexible, they quit the club. So it's just a hard deal to manage, but we try to do the best we can.
Now, Bobby, and Chris, we'll get right to you here in just a second, but Bobby, I want to ask you a question because I know that you've been through this. There's a fine line that you need to walk. You can't be overzealous on passing rules and making sure that you walk the walk.
Right.
But you can't be under either and let something slide. They were 30 seconds late, or there's some things you can do and you can't. You got to walk a line that makes everybody happy.
You do, and it's tough.
That's
it's real
tough.
It is tough because you're going to make somebody mad.
But does that matter whether it's bass fishing or
no?
It's in every club.
It's in everything, and my thing is I want everybody to have fun.
Yeah.
And we're grown-ups. And there's no need
we need to act like it sometimes.
We need to act like it. It's pretty easy. A fishing tournament, when you got a 5 bass tournament, the 5 biggest fish win.
That's a no-brainer.
Right. And everything else is just common sense.
But you have seen guys come in with 6 fish before, and the rule says you're disqualified.
Right.
And they just got caught up in the excitement, didn't.
Well, and it's easy to do.
It is easy to do.
Yeah, it is easy, especially if you're catching them fast or schooled up. You get confused on what you have in the live well. It just happens,
That's right.
And that kind of stuff, you got to go by the rules, and you hate to do it, but that's what's got to happen. And I just.
Is it though? Is Chris? I'm gonna ask you: is being disqualified like the end of the world? I mean, you kind of feel it that day.
I suppose it depends on the individual. Different people handle different things.
Just suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah,
What's
for
going
me,
on out there,
for me, if you disqualify me, I'm going to come at you twice as hard next time.
There you go.
But not everybody has that same mentality, and some people are a little more sensitive than others. And but whenever you're in competition, that's just the way it is. The rules are black and white. The ramp that you're supposed to be at, that's where you're going. You're supposed to be there and ready to go for blast off time. And sometimes that can be difficult for some people too.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
You know,
Well, the difference between a complete failure, and one that fails is a failure just stays down. One that fails, he's going to get back up, or he or she going to get back up and try it again.
That's right.
that's right.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get people to understand that even if you come to a tournament, join a club, there's going to be times when you're not going to do so well. I mean, I've seen you zero, and, you know, and that's hard for Bobby Parker to do. But I've seen it happen. I've seen you lose fish, you know, and outright cry right there on the back of the boat. So it happens to all of us. But I know it's, at that moment, it's emotional. You like, I let my partner down, or I let my team down. But then you got to suck it up and get over it.
Right, and that's what's real hard about being an officer.
That's right.
Because when you get back to the weigh-in, you got to forget all that.
Yeah.
You got to be happy for the people that won. You know, you got to put on a smile even if you had a bad day. You've got to be able to.
You represent that
Right.
club.
That's right.
And you
And-
got to forget everything that happened in the boat and just act like it was a great fun day, even though you had a terrible day, broke 2 rods, whatever happened.
Just tell your partner, don't even say anything about
Right.
us weighing in. I got that. Hey, let me tell you something. We have been running, ladies and gentlemen, a contest on Facebook, okay? We've been running a contest on Facebook about using the Sport Dog, and we asked you to like us, share us, and also to give us a picture. Lord have mercy at the pictures we got of people. Y'all are terrible with your dogs. I mean, y'all carry these dogs everywhere and do everything. So we're going to do what we said we would do, and that's give it away. And we got everybody's name that went through and did everything right. You're in here, and there's a bunch of them. But I'm going to ask Bobby Parker to reach in there and draw one name out. All right. Now, Bobby, you say it if you can't. Can you?
Well, I can't see. I don't
You
have my
can't
glasses.
see.
You got your glasses. Scott.
Scott Schrader. Scott Schrader is our winner. Scott Schrader, we will contact you, but you are our winner of the Sport Dog. We appreciate you taking the time to like us and share us and send that picture in. We're going to put it on Facebook that you're the winner and the picture that you showed. So make sure everybody knows it was on the up and up. But we appreciate it. We hope to do this again starting next month. And Bobby, thank you so much for helping us out with that. But we appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. Visit some of our fine sponsors. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines here at 737-7767. So be right back with more Southern Woods and Waters.